Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here for the third and final segment for the hopeful future mayor, Kevin Potter, and we are looking to go over believes in Kirtland's future. So first off, I don't know if you saw this team of fantastic family, leadership with action, so family with action right here. So I'm the oldest of four boys. I have no idea how my parents actually kept us all alive. So
right.
Again, 4 kids.
Four
It's
girls.
Awesome.
Oh,
Four
that's
girls. Cool. 4 girls. So you and your wife, kudos. My wife and I, we have 2, and we're not losing our minds. We're just trying to find them.
You'll get your.
Thank you. You're.
But don't have any more.
No more. No, it's all good. But so obviously, Kirtland's future. My wife and I bought a house in Kirtland specifically. It was even before our kids were born, but it was like, hey, this is where we would like to grow our family. I told the realtor, I'm like, I want the house I'm gonna die in. I don't want to go anywhere else wherever we end up. So for me, that's the biggest thing is, and I'm a planner by trade, you know what I mean? And I am obsessed with how can we make the future better. Not because of the present's awful. Kirtland's still a fantastic place to be.
Correct.
There's a lot of great things happening. You and City Council have done a lot of great things to make things better. But I'm obsessed with better. I'm obsessed with just we made it this far. How can we make the city of yesterday, how can we make that seem like it was nothing compared to what's going to be tomorrow, kind of thing. So I'm ranting here.
No, that's good.
This is for me. You talked about the tax portion, talked about communication. Those are very important. But the future, end of the day, we do the right things with taxes. We do the right thing with communication. The future is going to be okay.
Right.
But if we can kind of talk more specific to the future and the vision that you have.
Yeah, that bullet point in that flyer, it's not just, 4 words, right? Mm-hmm. Believes in Kirtland's future. That really means, to me anyhow, just like you just said, leave it a better place, right? Mm-hmm. But maybe more, that's probably the most important thing, leave it a better place. But how do we get there? And to say, we're just Kirtland, and our tax base is residential, and we don't have commercial businesses, and have that kind of defeatist approach.
Yeah. It's always been this way. It will always be this way. What was us?
Right. That's or when we harken back to the yesteryear of grocery store in town and the hardware store in town, or 2 hardware stores in town. That was yesterday, and we'll never have that again. No, yes, that was yesterday, and yes, we don't have those things today, but how are we going to get those things tomorrow? We can get those things tomorrow. We should commit ourselves to having those things tomorrow, right? And so what's the best way to do that? And so I believe in Kirtland, I believe in the future of Kirtland.
Yep.
And
you're literally raising the future of Kirtland.
Right, exactly.
Literally, you are part of that.
I believe
future.
we can do better, I guess, is maybe a great way to sum that.
Yeah.
I just came up with something great.
There you go.
It's a way to sum it up, right?
Yeah.
Is we can truly do better, and we don't have to. Status quo should no longer be where we reside in our minds.
Yeah. Mediocrity is not okay.
And you know what? I guess mediocrity is perspective and where you sit in your own mind, right? Mm-hmm. But I think residents, the taxpayers, they don't expect city leaders to reside in mediocrity, right?
Yeah.
Or to say, okay, we're good here, and we're not.
It's like, hey man, I could show up to city council and not really care too. I could go to council and just sign off on whatever comes my way too. I could not ask questions.
And that's why we ask the questions. Yeah. And again, I feel compelled to bring it up again. When I've been tagged as a micromanager for asking questions, simply for asking questions, right? Mm-hmm. I've only voted no on things probably, I don't know, maybe 4 times. Maybe voted to table some things in order to have further discussion on things. So that's not an obstructionist. It's not a micromanager. Mm-hmm. But if micromanaging means, right, asking questions, having the dialogue, keeping emotions low, right, and I don't mean emotions low like apathy, but I just mean
You gotta take
unemotional,
yourself out of
intelligent
the
dialogue,
situation.
right?
Yeah.
Independent thinking.
Yeah.
If that stuff makes me a micromanager, then again, I'll say it again, guilty as charged. Right?
We're sending you to micromanager jail. So take them away, Dave. Take them away. But no, and that's And I know that too. The more questions you ask, the better questions you ask, the more great ideas are going to come from it, and the better answers you're going to get. And ultimately, and I think I've talked about this before, is just like, show me the results. You know, like it's everything. The amount of talking that's done by whether it's for-profit or nonprofit world about all the problems and all the theoretical things that could be done, it drives me insane. So, but that's where I think that it's, what I just, again, the limited amount that I've known you, and obviously it goes back to pre-Cana before my wife and I got married at Divine Word and everything. Right. So it's like, we've known of you, we've met each other, a long time ago, but ultimately just knowing too with Joe Smolik, he's our neighbor. You want to see someone get fired up about doing the right thing for the right reasons.
It's always
for the
about
right people.
With Joe Smolik, it's always about doing the right thing.
Yeah. He never once says, "Well, me this or I."
Joe and I have different styles, but ultimately, I think he and I talk about that all the time. Yeah. But we work very well together in terms of how do we get the answers, how do we have the conversation, and what is most important in our community, and it's leadership and transparency or clarity, whatever you want to call it, communication, collaboration. Yep. But in back to in believing in Kirtland's future. Sometime last fall in a conversation in a council meeting, the words strategic plan came up, and we talked about, with our economic development manager, who we share with Wycliffe and Willowick, and other members of council, talked about, what it would take to launch into a strategic plan. How do you start the process? Yep. And so with that, I reached out to somebody that worked at Lakeland Community College, and I had heard through other people that she did a phenomenal job. Deanne Dimitro. The
best strategic planner in the universe. Dude, I've been through some stuff with her too on different boards. She's a rock star.
Yeah, no kidding. No, but that's exactly who this was.
She's the best.
I reached out to her and asked her if she'd be willing to sit down with myself and our economic development manager and talk about how we could launch into this. And so sure enough, on February 6th, so I asked Deanne the question. I said, how many people we're going to set this meeting date for February 6th and invite the community out. And I said, well, how many people would you like there? And she goes, well, whoever you can get. And I said, well, yeah, but maybe you don't want 400 people in the room just for the sake of trying to have a meaningful dialogue, right? Yeah. And she goes, no, the more the better. She goes, I promise you.
She is
So we had 130 residents come out for
That's
a night
awesome.
at Lakeland Community College.
Yeah.
And we did our SWOT analysis and looked at our strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats, right? Yeah. What's your ideal Kirtland? And we had a 40-foot long whiteboard that everybody in there had a chance to write 2, 5, 10 things down what their ideal Kirtland was going to be. And so then after that night, the community was incredibly appreciative of that, and incredibly appreciative of her skill to kind of corral 130 people with a lot of ideas and a lot of passion.
She is a ninja of getting, again, all kinds of different ideas to kind of come together to move forward. So
phenomenal. So then what she did is I want to say maybe a month or 5 weeks later, we met as a council and the mayor and in that work session room.
Okay. All right.
We met around the big table, and she kind of had taken all this information, took all the repeating themes and ideas, and kind of condensed it all and put it into, now here's what you have, and here are the ideas that kind of have resounded or repeat themselves throughout this whole document, or what will become the document, right? And economic development, young to old, and everybody in between, talked about some economic development that could relieve the tax burden on the residential taxpayer in Kirtland. Infrastructure, roads and infrastructure, big repeating theme. We've talked about that a lot tonight, right? How do we do better?
I
that
never
way,
thought I'd
right?
care about roads ever in my life.
Well,
I feel it feels good to be an adult, but I never thought I'd be talking about roads.
Right.
So.
Well,
The craters in our roads, so that.
And then the third thing was improving our position in the region, right? And that was kind of like, so, on the economic development side, we've covered some of that tonight. On the improving our position in the region, that's, how do we work better with other communities? How do we reach out to How do we utilize Lakeland and the incubator that is for, entrepreneurial, the entrepreneurial spirit that exists in there, health and technologies, right? So, and then obviously roads and infrastructure is just an important piece. Right now we have our residents over in our Old Town neighborhood are faced with a big project, which is the EPA has deemed that with the amount of E. coli going into the streams which go into the East Branch of the Chagrin River, that the city of Kirtland is going to have to put a plan in place to put sewers, tie into the existing sewer system down through those neighborhoods. So it's gonna come with a price tag.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that's part of looking ahead, looking forward, not reacting.
But also,
right?
not reacting, and also not just. To me, again, talking about the strategic plan and asking questions, and that's going to cost a lot of money. And it's not like you just woke up one day and they said, "Oh, we should do that." But it's like you're basically being told you have to do it.
In this case, we're being told that we have to do that. But so let's look down the road a little bit. No pun intended, right?
Right. Nice. Okay.
Let's look out a little further and say, okay, what's our next coming problem? So we're not having the EPA, force us into, an immediate overnight, a huge burden on what's going to be a huge burden on a lot of our residents. Anyhow, but back to the strategic plan. So then Deanne came back, and in the next meeting she had an outline, right? And it just bullet points underneath those three main headings. And then, so with that, we thanked her very much for her hard work and said we'd like to have a wrap-up meeting at the end of it after we've kind of, as a council, gone through each one of those bullet points and assigned each council person with a paragraph or 2 paragraphs relating to each one of those bullet points. And then at that point, it's like, okay, how do you complete this thing? Not complete it just to say, check, we did a strategic plan, but how do you make it a living, breathing document?
Yeah, how do you put it into action?
Work toward Kirtland's future. Yeah. So we I'll be honest with you, we kind of got into political season, right? After I announced I was running for mayor.
I've noticed, yes. So I got this really cool thing in the mail.
It's been a little slower going since then in terms of completing the strategic plan, but one of my hopes is that before I finish my term on council here and hopefully, win this mayoral election, but to, hand off or be part of receiving this document as, how we're going to launch Kirtland into our future.
Awesome.
Right.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And just doing the right thing. The next right thing, right?
Doing my job. Just doing my job. Right. So awesome. Well, thank you so much. So again, leadership with action. Definitely check out. We had the kind of a full free flow interview. We had a segment on protecting your tax dollars, segment on listening and communication, and obviously now believing in the future of Kirtland. I believe in you, man. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for running for mayor, so we don't have to.
James, thanks for having me. Honestly, here at the Co-Lab, what a better place to kick around some new ideas, right?
Yep. So thank you, my man. Good
Appreciate
luck.
All right. Thanks a lot.